Hi, folks. Jeff Jones, Vice President, UFCW Local 1459. Monday, November 9, with an update. It's crunch time, folks. Tomorrow's the day we vote. 9 to 12 in the morning, 6 to 9 in the evening at the Union Hall, 33 Eastland Street, Springfield. If you are in line at noontime or at 9 o'clock, your vote will be counted. You do have the right to vote. So please turn out. It's only voting in person. I want to talk about a couple of things. My opponent put out a couple of interesting commentaries. Interesting, I guess, to be polite. If you break down the language, and I would say break it down from the very beginning, is that when Members First launched, it was about the membership. It was about doing a better job representing the membership. My opponent, his language is all I, me. I did this, I did that, etc., etc. It's all about him. And that's interesting, but that's not what a labor union does. The labor union is all about the membership. If you look up union in a dictionary, you'll find phrases like a community of common interest. You'll have words like we, us, coalition, solidarity. It is about the membership. It is not about one individual. And if you look at our Members First latest trifold that we sent out, you will see a pictorial of the entire e-board slate that we're running, which is a wide spectrum, which is 16 people, which is very diverse in many ways. And so my opponent's charge is that he somehow alone represents diversity and no one else does is another fabrication. But let me move on. If you really want to talk about individual leadership issues, let me talk ever so briefly. Let's review 4 key areas of leadership that Local 1459 has had to deal with. The first would be the infamous anonymous letter, which did happen, but that's not what Members First campaign is about, which did cause a lot of office drama, but that's not what the Members First campaign is about. Now, a lot of people, as president of the local, in the past would have probably done one of two things. They would have chucked that letter in the recycle box, or they would have filed it away, never to be opened again. But our president became convinced that it was an internal matter and that it was done to discredit him because he's him. And what commenced was a 9-month war against the staff. And when you couple that with his lack of servicing, because he took all his assignments and gave them to somebody else, you have one of the central planks of the Members First platform, which is about improving servicing. Because we're down about 2 people, we could probably have 3 more people on staff in order to do what we need to do. So that's the letter. The second thing would be the pension. And I would couple that with health and welfare, the third thing. And here, most clearly, we're talking about transparency. The transparency you got with the pension fund we've already been through, you didn't get any transparency. He basically sat on it all summer long and then had a quickie meeting that's 60 people attended out of a potential 1,200. He never consulted the legal staff. He never consulted past presidents. He never consulted his staff that worked for him. That's how transparent he was on pension. On health and welfare, he was completely transparent in the sense that you only discovered it when you opened your mail. You had no pre-warning. He had an ambiguous paragraph in our union newspaper which didn't say much of anything. But you didn't discover what the actual numbers were until you opened your mail or perhaps you watched one of the earlier videos that we've done. And that's how you found out. So that's how transparent he was with that. And now you have the election, which we're in the midst of a pandemic. Our bylaws allow for mail-in voting. Half the country, more or less, voted by mail, or at least a good chunk of it, let's say that. And we saw the outcome in terms of participation by the electorate, and our membership would be no different. Instead, what did he do? It's at one location, 2 3-hour windows. You can only vote in person, and you can only vote with a paper ballot. So no online voting, no mail-in ballot, no multiple locations. Even 3 years ago, we had 2 for an election that wasn't even contested. And this time, with the first contested election, we only have 1 place to vote. So how transparent is that? It's not. And so that's what Members First is about. Members First is not a crusade to take over the local, to go in a certain direction at the exclusion of all other members who might not think the way we do. These are the kinds of things that get uttered by the president when he has no substance. He has no facts. He has nothing to hang his hat on. What have I done? We've already deconstructed those in the course of the campaign and found how empty his campaign has been from the beginning, because he has no real accomplishments. He hasn't done anything. And what we're trying to do is that this is a very important time. This is a fork in the road for the local, for you, the membership. Which way are we going to go? We're going to go one way or the other. If we go the way we are right now, the way we have been the last 2 years or so, it means no representation, last-minute notifications of important things about issues that affects your kitchen table bottom line, the kinds of things that you really care about. You don't care about office drama, and you shouldn't. You care about issues that affect your everyday existence and that of your family and your future job security and your retirement planning. And that's what Members First is about. Because we're going to have better servicing, we're going to have better communication, we're going to be transparent, we're going to involve rank and file people in decision making, we're going to get information out there instead of jamming it through in last minute pension meetings at 3:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, which was done with the pension vote. And you saw the same thing. Go back, Stop and Shoppers, and look at the first proposal meeting. Where was it? It was one meeting. One. And it was held in Springfield. Because he didn't want to talk to the members. And that's what Members First is about, is precisely about talking to the members. You know us. We're the ones that service your locations. The president doesn't do that. The person nominated to be Secretary Treasurer with the president doesn't do that. We do that. We have over 60 contracts. We do the work. You know us. So we're asking for your support tomorrow, Tuesday, 9 to 12 in the morning, 6 to 9 p.m. Bring your mask, bring a form of identification, socially distance, get there before 12 noon or before 9 p.m. in line, and your vote will be counted. Really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure talking to you through all this campaign. And as soon as we win, we're going to keep talking to you. Because this isn't about winning an election. This is about getting back to what we did really well as Local 1459 and building upon our past accomplishments and taking this local down the road and expanding it and growing it. And I appreciate your support. Because remember, solidarity works. Now let's get out there and do this. Thanks a lot.